Be me. 34, Senior Logistics Manager at a mid-size shipping coordinator in Chicago. Job is boring, but stable. Good salary, 401k match, corner cubicle with a view of a parking garage. I like my cubicle. It has high walls, acts as a fortress against the chaotic energy of the sales team. I have a system. 3 monitors, mechanical keyboard, noise-canceling headphones. I process shipping manifests and optimize routes like a machine. Efficiency is my god. Enter the new VP of Operations, distinct tech bro energy, despite us moving crates of auto parts. Guy's name is Brad, wears vests and allbirds. Decides our numbers are stagnant. Numbers are actually up 4% year over year, which in logistics is solid. Brad wants hypergrowth. Brad wants paradigm shifts. Brad announces a town hall meeting on a Tuesday morning. We all shuffle into the conference room, clutching lukewarm coffee. Brad is beaming, standing next to a guy who looks like he just walked off a GQ shoot for modern spiritualists. Guy is wearing a collarless linen shirt, expensive harem pants, and literal wooden beads. No shoes. Just socks. In a corporate office. Team, Brad announces, looking like he's unveiling the iPhone 1. I want you to meet verifiable visionary Silas Vane. Silas is an organizational alchemist. I audibly snort. Brenda from HR shoots me a death glare. Silas steps forward, clasps his hands together, and bows slightly. Not a Japanese bow, more of a yoga instructor namaste bow. I sense a lot of blockage in this room, Silas says softly. Voice is like velvet and bullshit. I sense rigid geometries. I sense square thinking. He points at the fluorescent lights. We are going to unlock the fluid potential of this organism. He means the company. Brad is nodding like a bobblehead. Silas has consulted for Google, SpaceX, and the Dalai Lama's PR team. Brad lies, probably. He's going to implement his proprietary method, the kinetic flow state. I look at my buddy Mark, head of IT. Mark is already typing on his phone under the table, probably updating his resume. Silas begins his presentation. No PowerPoint. Just him drawing circles on a whiteboard. The box, he draws a square. This is a prison. The circle, he draws a circle. This is a conversation. The squiggly line, he draws a squiggly line. This is innovation. Brad is taking notes. I raise my hand. Yes, the linear thinker in the back. Silas points at me. Hi, Silas. I manage route logistics. Roads are pretty linear. If we drive in squiggly lines, fuel costs go up and packages are late. Silence in the room. Silas smiles, a pitying smile. That is exactly the kind of Newtonian constraint mindset we are here to dismantle. The truck is a metaphor. The road is a construct. Where we are going, we don't need roads. Did he just quote Back to the Future? Brad claps. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Meeting ends. I go back to my fortress. Think that's the end of it. Boy, was I wrong. Monday morning, 1 week later. Arrive at office. My fortress is gone. Not just my cubicle walls. My desk. My chair. Everything. The entire floor has been cleared. It looks like an empty warehouse. In the center of the room is a massive, winding ribbon of plywood. It's at waist height. There are no chairs. There are huge yoga balls scattered randomly in the corners. Silas is standing on the plywood ribbon, conducting the movers. Welcome to the river, he says, spreading his arms. No barriers, no territories. Just pure, unadulterated flow. I drop my bag. Where do I plug in my monitors? Silas hops down, light on his feet. Monitors create tunnels of vision, he explains. We are moving to a nomadic device structure, laptops only. You move where the energy takes you. I need 3 screens to cross-reference international shipping codes and customs manifests simultaneously, I say, trying not to scream. That is the old way, Silas says, touching my shoulder. The new way is intuitive. Ask your neighbor, collaborate. Synergy is your second monitor. I look around. Accounting team looks like they are about to cry. Mark from IT is staring at a pile of Ethernet cables that have been cut. Literally cut with scissors because they interrupted the visual harmony. Brad walks out of his office. His office, notably, still has a door and a desk. "Love the energy out here, guys," he shouts. Remember, static posture leads to static revenue. I open my laptop on the river. It's too low to stand, too high to sit on the floor. I have to hunch over like a gargoyle. My back hurts within 15 minutes. Brenda from HR comes by, bouncing on a yoga ball. "Isn't this freeing?" she asks. I feel like I can really breathe. "I can't work, Brenda. I can't see my spreadsheets." "Oh, stop being such a resistor." Silas says resistance is just fear leaving the body. I spend the day walking in circles looking for an outlet. There are 4 outlets for 60 people. Silas calls this energy scarcity training, supposed to make us prioritize high-value tasks. I prioritize charging my laptop in the bathroom. Week 3 of the kinetic flow state. Productivity has plummeted 40%. Shipping errors are up 200%. Because Dave in dispatch couldn't hear the driver over the phone. Because there are no walls. And Silas installed a white noise machine that plays whale sounds at 80 decibels. I try to explain to Brad that we lost a container of frozen fish in Omaha. Brad is in a visioning session with Silas. I barge in. "Brad, we are bleeding money. The river is a disaster." Silas is sitting on Brad's desk in a lotus position. "The money is leaving because you are holding on to it too tightly," Silas says. "You must let the capital flow to receive the capital." I look at Brad. "We lost the Omaha shipment because Dave thought the driver said Idaho because a humpback whale breached on the speakers." Brad sighs. "Jake, you're focusing on the micro. Silas is teaching us macro elasticity. We're paying him $25,000 a month, Brad. And it's a bargain for this level of cultural transformation." Brad snaps. I leave the office. Silas follows me out. "I sense a lot of red aura from you, Jake," he whispers. "You are the anchor dragging this ship down." "I'm the only one actually working," I hiss. "Work is a construct," he says. "We are moving toward Playbor, play plus labor." He hands me a pamphlet. Cover features a man in a suit jumping on a trampoline. Title: Bounce Back, The Physics of Corporate Joy. I throw it in the recycling bin. Silas retrieves it. "Even the bin is a boundary," he mutters. Week 6. The collaboration sprints begin. Every hour, a gong sounds. Literally a gong. Silas hired an intern named Sky whose only job is to hit the gong. When the gong sounds, we have to stop whatever we are doing. Find a partner we haven't spoken to that day, and share a, quote, vulnerability. I am in the middle of a crisis call with Marsk. Gong zog. Sky is standing over me with a mallet. "It's time to connect, Jake." I am connecting with the Danish shipping authorities. That's external. We need internal cohesion. Silas drifts over. "Hang up, Jake. It's a $50,000 penalty if this isn't resolved in 10 minutes. The universe will provide." Silas smiles. I hang up. I stare at Silas. "My vulnerability," I say, voice trembling, "is that I possess a violent urge to shove that gong up your—" "Excellent," Silas claps. "Anger is just passion without direction. Let's redirect that energy." He makes me do 50 jumping jacks while chanting, "I am a vessel of change." I do it because I have a mortgage. Mark from IT catches my eye. He mouths, "Check your email." I sneak off to the bathroom, the only place with a lock. Open email on phone. Mark has sent a dossier. Subject: The Alchemist. Mark has been digging. Silas Vane isn't his real name. Real name: Gary Fogelman. Failed drama teacher from scenic Delaware. Ran a piercing studio that got shut down for health code violations. Started a crypto-spirituality blog in 2019. Rebranded as a corporate consultant 18 months ago. No degree from anywhere. His consulting for Google? He worked as a temp in their cafeteria for 3 weeks. His work with SpaceX? He tweeted at Elon Musk once. Didn't get a reply. This guy is a complete fraud. But he has 200K followers on LinkedIn. Posts are all AI-generated word salad. Synergy is the intersection of breadth and profit. Don't manage people, manage vibrations. Comments are full of bots and desperate middle managers saying, "So true." I meet Mark at a dive bar after work. "We have to expose him," I say. "Brad won't listen," Mark says, drinking a beer aggressively. Brad is in deep. "I saw the invoices. We're paying for Silas's Airbnb. It's a penthouse." "We need data," I say. Silas hates data. He calls it emotional constipation. Exactly. We use his own game against him. We need to prove the river is toxic. We hatch a plan. Operation Static Friction. Next day, Silas announces the silence fast. No talking on Tuesdays. All communication must be done through interpretive movement or drawings. In a logistics company, drivers are calling in for coordinates. Dispatchers are flapping their arms like chickens trying to signal hazardous materials. I decide this is the moment. I walk into the center of the river. I stand on the plywood ribbon. I don't move. Silas is observing from a beanbag chair. He smiles, thinking I'm embracing the stillness. I stand there for an hour. People start to notice. I am blocking the path to the printer. I am blocking the path to the bathroom. People have to walk around me. I am a literal obstacle. Silas approaches. He mimes, "What are you doing?" I don't move. I don't blink. He whispers, breaking his own rule. "Jake, you're disrupting the flow." I stay silent. He gets annoyed. "Jake, move." I speak. "I am manifesting a blockage. I am the physical embodiment of our server latency." "This is not the exercise," Silas hisses. "I am reflecting the energy of the room," I say, quoting page 45 of his pamphlet. "The room is stuck, therefore I am stuck." Brad comes out. "Jake, what the hell are you doing?" "Brad, I'm engaging in radical stillness. Silas said movement is an illusion." Silas looks panicked. "I said linear movement is an illusion. You are being obstinate." "I'm being a circle, Silas. I'm ending where I began, nowhere." The breaking point comes on Black Friday, biggest shipping day of the year. Silas has decided that computers emit negative ions. He wants us to dim all screens to 10% brightness and burn sage in the server room. Mark blocks the door to the server room. "You are not bringing fire into a room full of pressurized Helen gas," Mark says. "The spirits of the machines are restless," Silas insists, holding a burning bundle of herbs. "The machines are hot because the AC is off, because you said the hum was aggressive," Mark shouts. System critical alert sounds. The main routing server crashes. Heat overload. Screens go black. Phones start ringing off the hook. Drivers are stranded in 3 time zones. Brad comes running out. "What's happening? We're losing $10,000 a minute." Silas closes his eyes. "We are rebooting the collective consciousness. Let it crash. From the ashes, we rise." Brad looks at the black screens. He looks at Silas holding the sage. He looks at the sales team who are currently sitting on the floor trying to draw "We can't fulfill your order" on sketchpads because of the silence fast. Reality hits Brad like a freight train. "Fix it!" Brad screams at Mark. "I can't," Mark says. "The server needs to cool down. It'll take 2 hours. We missed the window for the Atlantic crossing." Brad turns to Silas. "You said the sage would optimize the airflow." "It cleared the spiritual air," Silas says calmly. "The technological failure is a manifestation of your team's doubt." I stand up. My back cracks loudly. "No, Silas, it's physics. Heat kills electronics, just like lack of chairs kills spines." I pull out my phone. Connect it to the big monitor on the wall, which Silas had turned off because it was looming. "Mark, hit it." Mark overrides the system. My presentation loads. Title: The Cost of Vain. Slide 1. Graph of back pain complaints versus Silas's tenure. Correlation 1:1. Slide 2. Cost of the river plywood, $15,000, versus cost of lost productivity, $400,000. Slide 3. A photo of Gary Fogelman managing Gary's Smoothies in 2017. Slide 4. A screenshot of the health inspector's report citing quote, rat droppings in the wheatgrass. Gasps from the room. Brenda from HR looks like she's seen a ghost. Silas's velvet demeanor cracks. This is a violation of my privacy. This is negative energy weaponized. It's data, Gary, I say. And here's the best part. Slide 5. A recording from a podcast Silas did 2 weeks ago. Mark plays the audio. Silas's voice. Yeah, these corporate gigs are a joke. You just say, synergy and quantum a lot. These waggies will eat anything up if you tell them it's disruptive. I'm just funding my retreat in Bali. I hate logistics. Boring as hell. Dead silence in the office. Even the whale sounds seem to stop. Brad turns a shade of purple I didn't know existed in nature. He looks at Silas/Gary. Get out. Now, Brad, this is taken out of context. I was speaking metaphorically about the duality of... Get out, Brad roars. Silas creates a defensive mudra with his hands. You are blocking your blessings, he shouts. He tries to storm out with dignity. Trips over the plywood river. Falls face first into a beanbag. Scrambles up. Runs out the door without his shoes because he left them in the Tresser, quote, Botukwaun in the decompression zone in the lobby. We never saw him again. The aftermath. Monday morning. The river is gone. Carpenters are reinstalling cubicles. Brad is hiding in his office. An email goes out. Subject: Return to standard operating procedures. Chairs are back. Desks are back. Walls are back. I sit in my fortress. Adjust my 3 monitors. Put on my headphones. No whale sounds. Just the hum of the AC. I open a spreadsheet. It's beautiful. Rows and columns. Linear. Structured. Perfect. Mark walks by. Check LinkedIn, he says. I check Silas's profile. Update. Left the corporate world to pursue a deeper truth. The corporate mind is too small for the cosmic dance. New job title, Blockchain Shaman. Location, Bali. He's selling NFTs of his aura now. Floor price is 0.5 ETH. I look at the comments. So inspiring, Silas. A true visionary. I close the tab. Process a shipping manifest for auto parts to Omaha. Delivery time, on schedule. Efficiency, 100%. I sip my coffee. It's lukewarm. It tastes like victory. 2 months later, Brad is fired. Board of directors didn't like the spiritual awakening appearing on the quarterly loss report. New VP comes in, woman named Susan. She wears a blazer. She carries a binder. She calls a meeting. We're going to focus on fundamentals, she says. No gimmicks, just logistics. I almost cry tears of joy. Brenda from HR has removed the dream catcher from her desk. She pretends she never liked the yoga balls. Says they were bad for lumbar support. I see her reading a book at lunch. Title: The Blockchain Shaman's Guide to Wealth by Silas Vane. I shake my head. Some people want to be scammed. Mark sends me a message on Slack. You see this? Link to a news article. Tech startup in Austin collapses after CEO replaces developers with intuitive coding circles. Consultant listed, Silas Vane. I laugh. The grift never ends. It just moves to a new zip code. I put my headphones back on, maximize my spreadsheet. Life is good. Life is linear. Be me. Happy waggy in a box. And I wouldn't have it any other way.